They said money was tight. Tight for my birthdays. Tight for my graduation. But never tight for Madison's ballroom parties. Never tight for her diamond bracelets. Never tight for her BMW at 16. My name is CAMILA Henderson. Growing up in suburban Minneapolis meant learning my rank early. The invisible daughter. The one who understood. The one who endured. So I worked. I saved. I built. Then I posted one photo. A lake house. 15 acres. Private shoreline. Windows drinking sunlight. Caption: thanks for the motivation. Their phones exploded. Jealousy disguised as interest. Have you ever faced something like this? Tell me in the comments. They thought I bought a vacation. I built a boundary. My childhood had 2 calendars. One for Madison's milestones. One for my excuses. Her 16th birthday filled a Marriott ballroom. 200 guests. A DJ flown in. A chocolate fountain taller than me. Photos captured by a professional who cost more than my tuition. My 16th fell on a Tuesday. Mom baked a box cake. 16 candles leaned like weary soldiers. Dad scrolled through his phone during dinner. Money's tight, CAMILA. You understand better than your sister. Those words carved deeper than any knife. At 17, Madison received diamond jewelry just because. At 18, I got a birthday text. Driving lessons? Too expensive for us right now. Meanwhile, Madison's private instructor parked a practice car outside. Church members congratulated her license. I quietly waited at bus stops. College visits? Madison toured 12 campuses in style. Hotels, restaurants, souvenirs. I mapped scholarships on my bedroom wall. I ate granola bars in Greyhound stations. Graduation should have been my redemption. I finished with a 4.2 GPA. Northwestern said yes early. I thought maybe, finally. Recognition. 8 people came to my party. The backyard sagged under dollar store streamers. Mom brought a sheet cake from the grocery store. Dad shook his head. Unexpected expenses, CAMILA, you understand. Unexpected meant Madison's senior trip to Europe. Her gift was an ice sculpture at the country club. Mine was a pawn shop laptop. I cried in the bathroom when Jessica handed me $20. It was more than my parents had spent on me. Alone in that moment, I made a silent vow. If they wouldn't celebrate me, I would learn to celebrate myself. If you've been through this, you're not alone. I wasn't the daughter to celebrate. I was the daughter to endure. College became my battlefield. Not for parties or recognition. For survival. Northwestern's tuition towered over me. Scholarships covered half. Loans wrapped chains around the rest. So I worked. Library nights. Tutoring shifts. Weekend internships that barely covered rent. Every phone call home replayed the same channel. Madison's sorority mixers. Her new clothes. The scratch on her BMW instantly replaced by another car. Supporting Madison is expensive, CAMILA. Mom sighed. But you understand. I understood perfectly. Their money was elastic, stretching only for her. I learned to stretch myself. 4 hours of sleep. Meals of ramen and ambition. Smiles for professors. Silence for my parents. Every success echoed in empty rooms. Loneliness became my roommate. When Madison got engaged, they held another country club spectacle. 300 guests. Flowers cascading like waterfalls. A videographer capturing every vow. I saw the photos on Facebook, tagged late, scrolling alone. I called, hoping for an invitation. Oh, sweetie, finals are stressful. Travel's too expensive for you. They chose her wedding over my graduation. That cut deeper than tuition ever could. So I decided, stop asking. Stop hoping. Start building. Finance became my weapon. Numbers never played favorites. Real estate whispered in ways my parents never did. Vacant malls looked like potential. Empty storefronts looked like second chances. I worked 80-hour weeks, and success noticed before my family ever would. My breakthrough came with a dying shopping center. Everyone else saw failure. I saw location. I saw bones. I saw rebirth. We bought low, renovated carefully, curated tenants like art. 18 months later, profits tripled. Clients whispered my name in boardrooms. Whispers turned into invitations. Wine-soaked deals. Private circles. Industry articles. Panels. But none of them filled the silence after family dinners I wasn't invited to. That silence pushed me harder. Tokyo opened my eyes wider. I walked neon streets alone, hearing laughter from restaurants where families gathered. Developers there asked me the question I'd buried. Why not start your own firm? I hesitated, then admitted the truth. I've thought about it, but maybe I'm not enough. They looked at me, unflinching. You already are. Those words followed me across the Pacific. 8 months later, Henderson Real Estate Investments was born. The name was deliberate. Same family name, different legacy. I wanted their surname attached to something I built. Not a ballroom. Not a wedding. A company. Launch night glowed like vindication. 60 guests. Industry giants. Clients who trusted me. No parents. No Madison. I posted a photo. Caption, building runs in the Henderson blood. Turns out I had enough on my own. And then the calls began. Sudden interest. Sudden curiosity. Too sudden to be sincere. Have you ever faced something like this? Tell me in the comments. Jealousy was arriving. I could hear its engine. The twist came on a Tuesday night. Not fate, just a screenshot. Patricia Morrison, Blake's mother, texted me out of the blue. "Camilla, you should see this." Attached was an image from a group chat. Title, Family Plans. Participants, Mom, Dad, Madison, Aunt Linda, Cousin Rebecca. Madison, if Camilla won't invite us, we'll plan a surprise. Dad, we'll announce a Henderson family weekend at her place. Mom, she'll cave when guests arrive. Linda, we can frame it as a reunion. She can't refuse in public. Rebecca, tag sponsors, make it look philanthropic. Great optics. Then Madison again. Also, let's discuss adding the Lakehouse to the Henderson Trust. Dad, yes, it should be under our family name. Mom, we paid so much for Madison's milestones. Camilla owes us presents. Owes. That single word struck like lightning. Decades of being overlooked. Now my success was theirs to claim? My sanctuary recast as community property? My work, my sacrifice rewritten as debt? Madison's bubble chimed again. She used the Henderson name for her firm. That house is practically family property. The betrayal bled off the screen. I felt my jaw lock, pulse hammering. All those quiet years. All those money's tight speeches. Now, entitlement dressed as family pride. Patricia called, her voice steady. I don't support this. Neither does Blake's father. I thought you should know before Saturday. Saturday. They had a plan. SUVs loaded with coolers and speeches, photos to post, captions to write. A takeover disguised as love. I walked the deck that night. Pine shadows stretched across the lake. The air was sharp with betrayal. This house wasn't just wood and stone. It was every night I'd cried alone. Every milestone ignored. Every excuse handed like scripture. And now they wanted to rewrite the ending. So I made my own plan. I changed the gate code. Enabled the cameras. Called my lawyer. Filed the no trespass notice at the county. Printed copies, neat and undeniable. That night I barely slept. I sat by the fireplace, papers stacked beside me. Every log that cracked sounded like footsteps approaching. I thought of Madison's laughter in ballrooms, of Dad's speeches about family pride, of Mom's careful excuses. And I realized, this was the moment all the neglect had been rehearsing me for. That evening, Mom called. Don't be dramatic, honey. We're just trying to bring family together. One weekend becomes precedent, I said. Precedent becomes entitlement. Dad's voice thundered through the line. Don't make us escalate this, Camilla. But I'd already escalated. I had documents. I had proof. I had clarity. They were coming Saturday. I was done being furniture. Saturday rose bright and merciless. Engines crawled up my gravel drive, heavy with entitlement. SUV doors slammed in sequence. Mom stepped out first, smile lacquered and brittle. Surprise, family weekend. Behind her, Dad gripped a folder thick with notes. Madison waved, eyes locked on the lake. I didn't open the deck. I met them at the gate. This is private property, I said, voice flat as stone. Dad chuckled, pretending. Camilla, don't be difficult, we're family. I raised an envelope. A no trespass order, county seal pressed in blue. This is legal, filed and active. Mom's voice cracked, thin as glass. You wouldn't. You taught me this theater, I answered. You taught me everything but celebration. Madison stepped forward, hand outstretched. We're sisters, we can fix this. I stepped back. Fixing starts with honesty. I unfolded printed screenshots. Their words spilled across the page. She'll cave. Optics. Trust. Family weekend. The silence was surgical. Linda studied the trees. Rebecca stared at her shoes. Dad's face drained, then flushed dark. Private planning, he muttered. Private property, I said. And manipulation disguised as love. The air thickened with exhaust and unspoken shame. My palms sweated, but my voice stayed sharp. I had carried silence for decades. I wasn't carrying theirs anymore. From the corner of my eye, neighbors had paused on the road. Their dogs barked at the idling engines. I wondered if they saw this as spectacle, or as a daughter finally drawing a line. Mom's smile collapsed, edges trembling. You're punishing us for misunderstandings. Misunderstandings? I asked. You missed my graduation. You funded bridal showers and ice sculptures. You called my sacrifices independence. Her whisper clung like smoke. Money was tight. No, I said steady. Your excuses were expensive. Mine were productive. Madison's voice faltered. Blake compares me to you. He wants me to be more. Her confession landed like a blade. I'm not your measuring stick, I told her. I'm not a mascot for hustle. I'm your sister, worthy of respect. Dad snapped his folder shut. You're cruel, CAMILA. No, I answered. I'm clear. I lifted the deed high. My name is on this. So is my boundary. Step inside and the sheriff follows. Mom's eyes filled. It feels heartless. It felt heartless for 30 years, I said. Heartless was birthdays ignored. Heartless was pride reserved for Madison. Heartless was being erased. Engines idled behind them, waiting for orders. I opened the gate halfway. Leave today. Decide tomorrow who you really are. They stared at me like I'd changed into someone new. But the truth was simpler. I had finally become myself. I chose the threshold, and who crosses it. Winter settled over the Lakehouse like a promise. Snow sifted through the pines, covering every scar the earth had carried. I sat on the deck one morning, coffee steaming against the cold. The silence was deep, but for once it wasn't lonely. I had weathered the storm. I had said the words I'd been choking on since childhood, and the world hadn't ended. It had finally begun. My phone still buzzes sometimes. A text from Mom on holidays. A call from Dad. Careful and brief. Madison leaves voicemails that start with cheer and end in silence. I answer when I choose. I open the door when I want. Boundaries are not walls. They are gates. And I hold the key. Success used to feel like armor. Now it feels like air. I can breathe without waiting for applause. I can celebrate without needing permission. Family, I've learned, is built on behavior, not blood. Love is a verb. It shows up. It stays. It remembers. And when it doesn't, we learn to build our own tables. My colleagues, my friends, the women I mentor, they became my chosen family. They clap when I win. They sit with me when I lose. They remind me what love actually sounds like. The lake reflects that truth back to me. Every sunrise says, you made it. Every ripple says, you belong. They always said they couldn't afford to celebrate me. Turns out, I could, and I still do. I am the celebration now. Before saying goodbye, if this story touched your heart, please give it a like and share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Don't forget to subscribe for more true family betrayal stories that reminds us we are stronger than we think.